I'm in a winter canola field, dryland canola, here in north central Washington. This is traditionally a soft winter wheat rotation area where they have, it's chem fallow, so we're producing a wheat crop every other year. But sometimes the growers will use canola as part of their rotation. It kind of helps to break up both the weed cycle that you're going to get with wheat on wheat, along with disease control. The other thing that canola works well in with the rotation is that it has a tap root, where a wheat has a fibrous root, and that tap root grows down and helps to break up that plow pan. So it really works nice in these areas where you're summer fallowing and you can rotate out your wheat crop from time to time and put canola in. Now, over the years, we have done research work on canola, and what we've looked at is KTS at 2 quarts to the acre and Ensure at 2 quarts to the acre, and apply that foliar on the with the herbicide spray prior to bolting. And this has actually worked fairly well for us. So depending on the canola area that we're in, we can get anywhere from 150 pounds of canola up to over 300 pounds of canola with this foliar application. Now, in this particular area in north central Washington, it is what I call a dry land area. And we are only going to get maybe 9 to 10 inches of rainfall a year. Most of that is going to come in the form of snow. So moisture is our limiting factor. We've had yields in this area as high as a ton of canola to the acre. Last year, I think it went around 1,800 pounds to the acre, 1,700, something like that. But we can get lower yields too, all subject to the amount of moisture that we get. Now, I did a trial in this area last year in the canola at the 2 quarts of each, applied foliar, and I got about 150 pounds of canola to the acre, which is pretty good. The problem is that in this area, with the reduced rainfall, that application probably is going to take 3/4 of the profit that you get out of that canola, out of that increase. So we're only going to make maybe $5, $6 to the acre. And that's really quite a bit of risk for this grower to take, to make $6, but to pay for the product and to make an additional $6. So what I thought I would do is look at a reduced form of KTS and Ensure. So instead of 2 quarts of each foliar applied, I have put on 1 quart of each foliar applied with the herbicide prior to bolting. So we're going to see if we can get a response here in this field. If we can get as good a response with half the input, now we've over doubled the return on investment for the grower. And in these marginal areas like this could be quite a good return for that grower. I've got other trials this year on canola. I've got the standard 2 quarts of each foliar applied, both at a field in the Palouse country, which is eastern Washington, which is high rainfall. So it probably can get a good response with putting on twice as much product, and because we're expecting to get quite a bit higher yield. I've also got some trials at our research farm on canola in California, where we're looking at the same thing, looking at those 2 quarts of each per acre, and we'll see what kind of results we get. So this is the only field here in this location where we have the reduced rate. The other thing I'm doing at this location, which is kind of interesting, is I'm taking chlorophyll readings. So ever since this field was in full bloom, which was about 3 weeks ago, I've been going through and taking chlorophyll readings on the leaves, because what I want to see in the checked versus the treated area, can I measure increased photosynthetic activity where we put the KTS and Ensure down versus the grower standard practice? It's just another way of measuring some quantitatively if our applications are giving us some kind of a response. So what we hope to do, we'll definitely have the yield data off of this in about 6 weeks probably when we harvest this, maybe 7. And then we're also going to compile this chlorophyll data and see if it indicated a higher chlorophyll activity in the plant where we treated and didn't treat. That would then give us an indication that we've got a yield increase of some kind coming. So again, just another tool. So what I'll do is I will pull a plant. I'll show you how I take that leaf measurement and quantitatively measure the chlorophyll percent. And just to let you know, this is a field demonstration, not a replicated trial. My one in California and the one in Eastern Washington is replicated, but this is a field demonstration. So I take these chlorophyll readings on the north edge of the plot, treated and untreated, and at the south edge of the plot, treated and untreated. So we'll see what we get. So let me pull a plant and show you how I take those measurements. Okay, we pulled a canola plant up from out of the field to make this a little bit easier. You can see that the pods have formed and are starting to fill. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's pretty clear. You can see the seeds starting to form there. Still a little bit of bloom left on the plant. But what I do when I go through and I take these leaf samples is I'll go through and say, for instance, this one here, there's a top leaf here. Here's the second leaf. I'll normally pull that second leaf off to get those chlorophyll readings that you want. So I take it off, and then I put it into my chlorophyll reader like this to make sure it's in there nice and tight. And then I press that button, and what it's going to give me is two numbers. That top number, I don't know if you can read it, is 92, and the bottom number is 61. The 61 is the amount of chlorophyll in the leaf. The 92 is, it just takes that 61 and puts it into a percent. So you can then, it's another way to compare your readings, chlorophyll to chlorophyll or the percent. And sometimes the percent's a larger number and greater distance between that and chlorophyll readings, so that you get a 60 to 63 in the chlorophyll doesn't seem that much, but that might be 86% to 91%. So the percent gives us a better idea of what those differences are. So anyway, I will go through, take these readings probably for another week or so, and then we'll see what kind of differences we have.